YouTube. What is up, y'all? It is SHSL Blaze coming at you guys yet another video, and today we're going to be doing yet another reaction video. We're going to be reacting to Danganronpa Trigger Happy Horses. In my last stream, I was telling people how I wanted like a My Little Pony crossover, and one of my friends, Sega Sister, actually sent me a video by Viva. Shouts out to Viva. Go subscribe to their channel, by the way. They do a lot of full animation parodies on their channel. So I don't really know what I'm getting into. I just know that maybe there's going to be some like ponies in this, and that's cool. I wanted to see some of that in Danganronpa. This video is really long, so I kind of just want to get into the reaction. So go ahead and hit that like button before we jump into it. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. It helps me out a ton. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of the support. So with all that being said, let's jump into the video. Okay, so this video already looks really good, guys. I'm excited about this. I remember seeing this video in my recommendations like years ago. This is like a 4-year-old video, so I'm finally watching it 4 years later. That's awesome. So let's get into it. This is a Danganronpa parody. Oh, it's a class trial. Okay. Cool. Whoa, this already looks good. Maestro, the freaking mascot looks awesome.
Santa Claus, big red fluffy happy man, whacked with a fatal blow to the back of his head. The murderer was one of you lot, and yeah.
Somebody killed Santa Claus. Who would do such a thing?
They lose and get executed. If the killer gets away with it, they win, and everybody else gets executed instead.
Why is it we gotta do it with this convoluted
Manfred! Oh, they all look so cute!
To participate, I'll kill you. Can't have any party poopers around here.
Why is this big evil robot bossing us around?
Being kidnapped by a psychopathic robot.
Course of water? God! They all look so good. I love the voice acting. Best we could do is do what the evil robot says. Solve the murder of Santa Claus. Saint Nick himself.
all the facts we've gathered in our investigation.
Why? This feels so Danganronpa. Oh, they got CGs?
In the second floor
wow, that's really well done too.
Who discovered it were John and Jake, who then immediately called the rest of us.
Wow, that looks so good.
Actually, it was more John's scream that did that.
Why is Santa's blood pink again?
Cash money dollars.
I saw him at breakfast at 10 a.m. We all saw him at 10, you doof.
I saw him enter the science lab at 11:15, and Mamagma was with me.
Mamagma says nothing. What the?
Celestia was with us too.
So therefore, we can deduce that the murder happened sometime between
oh my god, I love that.
Of 11:15 and 12 p.m.
That's a big gap. Anybody could have walked in that entire time. Nobody has an alibi.
Actually, I was with Pumpkin the whole time.
Yes, trying to sell me a comb, if I recall. Is that really an alibi, though? What if you're just co-conspirators?
Uh-oh.
If I was the murderer and got away with it, that would basically be suicide for Pumpkin.
Okay.
Saying that to cover your own ass.
Oh my gosh, this is great. The freaking voice acting is amazing. Shouts out to the VAs.
Besides that, there's also the science room door's lock. It was definitely broken while it was already locked.
Oh.
The door was either broken into or broken out of. Why is that important? Because the door was definitely locked at 11:55. I tried it myself.
At 11:55, okay.
There was meant to be a meeting in that room with me, Jake, John, and Santa.
Look at them in Hope's Peak.
So I left the
Look at Princess Celestia on the table. That's why I saw him myself. Me, Manfred, Goth, Celestia, and Pigeon were all together when Scott left.
I arrived 5 minutes early and saw that the door was locked, so I thought the meeting was called off.
Okay.
The door opened fine when I arrived 5 minutes later.
So sometime between those 5 minutes, the murderer must have broken out of the room.
The freaking voice!
They'd be dead.
Thanks, but we don't need a recap of the history of your strength. Another issue is that the lock was broken internally, unlike traditionally where, you know, you'd
hit it? Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is a pretty open and shut case. It was
Really?
obviously Scott.
Already accusing people? Cash money dollars, what's going on?
Notices how obvious this is. Scott, as the murderer, literally just has to make up whatever he wants, and he's off the hook.
He's off the hook, is what you mean to say?
He's obviously the culprit.
Uh-oh, we got a non-stop debate going on? Yo, this is so well animated. What the freak? Broken lock, science room meeting, Scott's account. What?
Scott's lying.
Look at this.
He says he tried opening the door.
Looks just like the game.
But he's the one who broke it.
Are you kidding? I had no time to have done that.
Okay.
You had all the time in the world.
Is it gonna let it all play out first?
That's 10 full minutes. Santa was killed by a whack from his bionic arm.
Okay.
There was no better time. They were all alone. It was the perfect crime.
I see a problem in her argument. And if nobody else is going to point it out to her, looks like I'll have to. Uh-oh.
He says he tried opening the door at 11:55, but he's the one who broke it.
Is there like a Scott's account or something?
Kidding? I had no time to have done that.
Oh, he was at the meeting, right?
You left the cafeteria at 11:50. That's 10 full minutes. Santa was killed by a whack from his bionic arm. There was no better time.
They were all alone. Oh, it's a science room meeting. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Yo, that animation's so great. Wow, I love this.
Serious flaw in your argument.
What?
You say that Scott could have killed Santa completely risk-free because they were completely alone.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
They were going to have a meeting in that room not 10 minutes later, not just Scott and Santa. But both Jake and John were on their way, and Scott had no way of knowing when they were both going to arrive.
Oh.
Well, that one's easy. He just made sure to watch both of their movements to make sure they weren't arriving early.
Okay.
That's also impossible. Because Scott was in the cafeteria for at least the past 30 minutes. I saw him myself, along with several
So it's
others.
not Scott. We're shutting that down right here, right
There's no
now.
way you could have scouted Jake and John so intently when they weren't even in the same location.
Ah, Cash Money's like, ugh.
Scott could not have been the one to
The
do
best
it.
horse,
He was
Cash
the
Money
only one
dollars.
besides John and Jake that knew there was a meeting scheduled in there at all.
All right, I guess you got me there.
Yeah, we shut you down.
Somebody had to have broken that lock. If it wasn't Scott, who was it?
Hmm.
Well, not counting Jake, John, Scott, Cash, myself, and everyone in the cafeteria, that leaves Crass, Mamagma, and Waterhorse.
I cannot confirm.
Water
that.
horse.
So you're saying you did it?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that even if I told you where I was, you wouldn't believe me.
Well, I mean, shoot. Let us know.
For the record, I was sitting by the door to the roof, alone. Alone all day since breakfast until I heard the body discovery announcement at 12.
You were
So I
just
came
chilling.
down myself to investigate.
What's up with the body discovery announcement anyways?
What's going on with the body discovery
Discovery
announcement?
announcement plays over the intercom after 3 people discover a dead body. That way everybody...
Is it 3
knows
innocent
someone
people,
died. Even people playing hooky like Piss Jug here.
I'll have you know that my water has a pH of 7 on the dot.
Oh my god!
Did 3 people see the body before the body
I love
discovery
Celestia.
Yes, first 2 were John and Jake, then it played when the rest of us from the cafeteria showed up.
That leaves Crass and Mamagma left to state their cases.
We parted ways at around 11:30. I just
Okay.
flew around the gym passing time until the body discovery announcement.
I just flew around the gym.
Looks like Mamagma was probably alone too.
Wait, who do we suspect then?
Mamagma's very silent over there.
Unlike the garbage reasoning Cash thought she had, I know for sure I'm right. Motive. Crass has a super obvious motive, while the other 2 couldn't give a rat's tail.
Oh, really?
Never. How dare you? Just own up to it. You're the murderer.
Oh, they're going into a non-stop debate. They're accusing Crass. Like, what? Leave Crass alone.
To replace Santa, weren't you?
Like, what's going on with you guys?
Mamagma and Water Voice. You're the only one with a motive.
No way. You can't say the other 2
Is that true?
are completely out of the picture.
Sir Apathetic and Dr. Mute. Yeah, I don't think so.
Even besides motive, one's made of glass.
One's
The
made
other
of
would never
glass.
Get his hooves dirty. So you're the only one who could have broken out of that room.
Oh.
That's a premature assumption.
Are you
Ah!
sure that's even possible? Within only a 5-minute gap? And nobody besides those 3 could have even touched that knob. One
Oh.
inclined to agree. The rest of us has rock solid boys.
That's wrong.
Settles it.
This isn't spectacular. Doesn't look like I can counter this one with a head-on approach like last time. Are you gonna lie? I think I need to think outside the box a little. Are we gonna do perjury?
Looking to replace Santa, weren't you? Unlike Mamagma and Water Voice. You're the only one with a motive.
No way. You can't say the other two.
What if it really is Crass? I'd be upset.
Sir Apathetic and Dr. Mute? Yeah, I don't think so.
Even besides motive, one's made of glass.
One's made
The
of
other
glass.
would never get his hooves dirty. So you're the only one who could have broken out of that room.
That's
Is-
a premature assumption.
Are you sure that's even possible? Within only a 5-minute gap?
Uh-oh.
Besides those three,
It's coming. Is it the spectacular? No, I'm kidding. Of course it's not.
No, that's wrong.
That was wrong.
no. There was an opportunity for someone else to break that lock.
Ooh.
And I believe the evidence is in Jake and John's testimonies.
Huh? But we didn't see anybody else.
Think, out of everything we've discussed so far, there's a clear answer that makes sense of everything. Who was it that broke that lock? Who's it gonna be? We already lost the horse.
You're the only one.
No!
Jake, it had to have been
Not
you.
Jake.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What are you talking about? I still think it was Crass.
Yeah, hey, hold on a second. At least hear me out. I was with him the whole time. I didn't see him
They
break the
shut
lock.
that down really
Yes, you
fast.
did.
They were like, nope.
And yes, you did. Jake, you hold some strength in that arm, don't you?
Uh-oh.
Well, I wouldn't say you're wrong there.
And that
He's
same arm
flexing.
was the one that opened the door to the science lab at 12 p.m. Jake, is it possible you broke the lock to that door accidentally?
Jake, what happened, Jake?
What?
Seriously?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time. If...
What?
The
So
freaking
it's a
magical noises.
possibility then.
I suppose it is.
Well, then a new door has opened up. And one that's far more logically sound than someone escaping a locked room.
Jake's been holding out on
Within a
us.
small 5-minute gap they couldn't have even known they had.
Bonkers. I still say it was Crass. Just because you've opened up a new possibility doesn't mean the old one doesn't exist.
Stop blaming
There's
Crass.
something else that also supports this new theory. Tell them, Reverie.
Oh, what's he talking about? Could it possibly be the broken lock?
Got it. That's right. The lock was broken internally,
Internally.
in some way other than hitting it.
Okay.
Perhaps by turning the knob too hard.
The card stated the lock could be achieved by turning the knob too far.
So unless you're saying Crass chose to break it internally instead of just smashing the lock, you'll have to give a pretty good reason why.
Oh,
Maybe he did it to confuse someone?
I don't know about that.
He made it look like Jake broke it to set us off track. Are you saying he not only knew of Jake's history of breaking locks, but also that he was going to be the next one to try opening the door?
Come on now.
Ah, fine. I guess maybe Crass wasn't the one who broke the lock.
No.
Now we're back at square one. No leads. Happy now?
It's probably
I
God.
didn't say no leads. We did figure some stuff out.
But we just eliminated every single person as a suspect.
Except you. No, I'm
You realize
kidding.
That's not possible, right? No, it isn't. I believe we've been looking at this case wrong from the start. We
Uh-oh.
thought the only way a broken lock makes sense is if the killer used that door as an escape route. But
Uh-huh.
if they didn't,
Then that door is no longer relevant.
then what exactly does that mean?
Why are
Well,
all
the
these
killer
voices
simply
so
used a
good?
different escape route.
Like the window?
Hmm.
That was open the whole time. No locks, nothing.
Oh, good point. Good
Oh
point.
well, that brings significance to a piece of evidence I originally thought was irrelevant. A patch of blood was found on the ground outside that window.
Oh, there we
We
go.
don't know who it belongs to, and I assume there is no way to find out using blood testing.
No, no blood testing is permitted for use to solve this case.
Okay, we shut that down real quick.
Either. That would make this too easy. It's such a bore to watch.
Right. Well, with that in mind, chances are it belongs to the killer, who must have hurt themselves trying to escape the crime scene. I don't get it. If they wanted to escape the crime scene while locking it up, why didn't they just go through the door and lock it from the outside?
Good question.
Not a well-designed door. It only has a keyhole on the inside, meaning it can only be locked on the inside.
Oh.
Actually, that's why that room was chosen for our meeting. Weird design choice aside, keeps intruders out.
Good
There is a
point.
key to that door anyways. We couldn't find it, actually, even after a thorough search.
You couldn't find the
Maybe they
key?
destroyed it or dumped it somewhere far, far away.
Under my rule, absolutely nothing may leave the school ground, and I most certainly would not let any school property get damaged. No, the key to the science lab is still intact.
How odd. Ugh, why are we focusing on this right now?
But the lock's broken.
Notice we have the answer to who the killer is literally right at
So
our
isn't that
fingertips.
technically school property being broken?
The killer is the one who injured themselves trying to jump out the window, right? So whoever currently has a wound on their body is the killer. Speak up then. Who here has wounds?
Not me.
Nothing on me.
Uh,
Mine's me too.
I'm a princess. Are you a princess too?
Shut up, Celestia.
Let's get over this then. Even if your body is covered, we're gonna find out eventually.
don't say shut up to Celestia. She's the
You
best.
made it weird.
What was that, Crass? Got something to say?
I might have a bit of a gash under my wing.
Oh
It's
no.
you all along.
No.
It's not from what you think. It's from,
At least Crass is being
Oh,
honest.
Slamming up, are we? Trying to think up an excuse.
I had a sword fight with Santa.
What?
What?
Why?
Mono a mono, a one-on-one, a fight for the ages.
Why are we
We
fighting
flexed swords for
Santa?
hours on end, only laying our arms down when one of us finally submitted. He's a tough fighter, I tell ya. His stamina is admirable.
What?
This happened yesterday in the gym, and
Okay.
What an epic tale.
Epic, if rather confusing.
That's
Very
where this
confusing.
fight came from. A sword fight with Sir Kringle. Not from jumping out that window.
Well, Crass, that's your word against ours.
True.
Santa, the only one besides you who saw this occur, is now dead.
Ugh, not again.
Uh-oh. Non-stop debating again. What the freak? So Crash just randomly had a fight with Santa. A sword fight. That's hilarious.
You murdered Santa Claus.
I don't think
After
Crash did
beating
it, though.
him down, you locked the door and jumped out of the second floor window.
It's a farce. I'm being framed.
I'm being framed.
By who? You've got nothing, do you?
This also explains why the window was open when we discovered the crime scene.
Ah.
Of course, jumping from that height would naturally leave you wounded.
I love how you can see Maestro in the back. That's kind of dope.
The blood splatter on the ground.
The editing in this
outside.
went
That
crazy.
injury was from
They went all
yesterday, I
out.
tell you. It's somebody else's blood.
Crash, please. You're the only one in this room with an open wound.
Ah. Was it really Crass? Even if he is the only suspect, something about this explanation doesn't quite fit right.
Crash, I assert you murdered Santa Claus. After beating him down, you locked the door and jumped out of the second floor window.
It's a farce. I'm being framed.
That's what you think, Crass. No, Crass did not do this. So we know Crass didn't do this.
This also explains why the window was open when we discovered the crime scene.
Yeah.
Of course, jumping from that height would naturally...
Uh-oh, about to let him fly. Crass's account.
No, that's wrong.
If his account is right, if we can believe it.
Thanks, Crass. If it weren't for you mentioning this in passing, I would have completely forgot.
Forgot what?
All right, Viva, let us know.
Talking about...
We parted ways at around 11:30. I just flew around the gym, passing time. Ah, the flew around the
You
gym.
can fly. He can fly.
He can fly.
He can fly.
Yeah, yeah.
So pretty.
Oh yeah. I guess I can, can't I?
Are you saying you forgot?
Is
You
it
forgot you can
possible to
fly?
say that Crass didn't think of what he'd instinctively do under a circumstance that didn't actually occur? Crass was injured right by his wing, yes.
Oh.
Fly, hence the latter injury. That would make sense, yes. If your argument wasn't built on the pretense that Crass never got that first injury. So Crass, if he were in that situation, could have easily flown out of the window. He couldn't have taken that fall. Not so fast.
Oh,
Maybe
that's a
he
good
wasn't
point.
lying
That's a
about
good
the sword
rebuttal.
fight, but he was lying about not jumping out that window. That wound damaged his ability to fly, meaning he still fell out of that window. My assertion still holds ground.
Ha! Holds ground, you say?
Oh, wait, what? Crass is flying. He's
A switch
flying.
like that means nothing. I'm as fit as a fiddle.
Let's fly to the castle.
So you being able to fly right now is your proof.
Little did we all know, it's really Princess Celestia that killed Santa.
He did say he flew around the gym. Even if he was lying about that, this here is pretty hard to refute.
So how about that then? Am I off the hook?
If this is your proof, then riddle me this.
Riddle me this. What's going on?
What is it on the ground outside the science lab?
We come back to this question. Is this Santa's blood? If this case is ever going to be solved, we'll need to clear this up first. It's too glaring to be irrelevant. With everything to consider in mind, whose blood is this? It's gotta be Santa's. Yeah.
Is it possible that maybe it's Santa's blood? He's the only other one of us with blood exposed. How does that work? Santa was killed on the second floor of the building.
True.
Wait, it can't be his. I think that's the wrong way to be thinking about it. We shouldn't be saying Santa's blood can't be on the ground outside.
No.
We should be asking, how could Santa's blood be on the ground outside?
Good point. Did it fall off someone?
Who brought it up?
Spit it out.
I guess I better put my money where my mouth is. How could Santa's blood be on the ground outside? That's where you really died? Outside? Not inside?
Another wrong assumption regarding
Someone put his body inside.
Santa was not killed in the second floor science lab. He was killed outside.
Ah.
So his body was moved into the science lab? That's the only explanation I can think of.
Ooh.
Why do that? And more importantly, how does that make any sense?
Because he can fly. Crass can fly. I saw him into the science lab at
He
11:15.
was already in the science lab. Are you saying he not only moved out of that room, but then was moved back in? Might I remind you that you're spending this time arguing that he wasn't murdered in the science lab? Perhaps he was let out of the science lab.
Let out?
Maybe Santa wasn't the only thing that was moved into the science lab.
What's that supposed to mean?
What is Santa at heart? A toy maker. So it sounds a little far-fetched, but I might have an explanation as to what happened. What else was moved into the science lab? Is it that doll?
Here!
What?
Was anybody here wondering why there's a broken doll sitting on the floor of a science lab? I kind of thought it might have been the murder weapon.
I disagree. Fatal blunt force from that toy would put it in far more disarray.
Well, what is it doing there then? I definitely don't remember seeing it in that room before today, so I think it may be integral to what played out here.
No one's seen this
That
doll.
toy was bait, used to lure Santa outside.
The best song just started playing.
Santa noticed it on the ground outside. As a toy maker, it's likely he wouldn't want to see an abandoned doll, let alone a broken one.
Yeah, Santa is like
When
that.
Santa was brought outside, alone, that's when the killer struck.
And what if Santa didn't notice the toy outside the window?
Maybe the killer used some kind of sound to grab his attention? Like dropping the toy from high up?
The state of the toy could be explained by a high force.
Alright, and there you go. That's what I propose must have happened.
Alright, so you have an explanation.
Well, now we know how
What does
Santa.
that accomplish?
What do you
All that
mean,
just
cash
sounds
money?
Like a bunch of fluff leading us in circles. Why would the killer lead Santa out of the science lab just to bring him back in? And why in such an obscenely convoluted way?
It is pretty
Come up with a
convoluted.
solution. You've come up with a conspiracy theory.
She's right. This is a little out there. Yeah, even Viva agrees on that. There's got to be more to it. All right, we're going back on a non-stop debate. This is literally like the game. Like, so many non-stop debates. So many. If you've played Trigger Happy Havoc before, you know. They didn't have that many mini games in that game.
If the killer wanted Santa dead, he'll be dead 10 times over. Santa was alone in the science lab. The killer obviously knew Santa was in there.
Ah,
So why didn't they just do it in there?
that's a good point.
For sure, the killer had to have wings.
Had to have
Santa
wings.
back through that window.
By your logic, Santa might as well have been thrown up there.
You
Who
think
even
so?
knows if flying is involved?
Flying is so much fun.
Bro,
Please, can someone just contribute with something that
is it
actually
literally
makes
gonna be
sense?
Princess Celestia that killed Santa? It's gonna be, isn't it? Nothing about this case makes any sense. The circumstances, the actions taken, the evidence, not even. Perhaps. Because
This is
it
insane.
seems like Celestia and Crass are the only two that can fly. if the killer needed to fly to put Santa back in the science lab.
Santa was in there. So why didn't they just do it in there?
Bro, what the freak?
Sure, the killer had to have wings.
I'm gonna laugh.
You know, fly Santa back through that window.
By your logic, Santa might as well have been thrown up there. Who
No
even
one
knows if flying is
expects freaking Celestia either. It's so much fun. Let's fly to the castle. Oh no! Why is it wrong? Because flying isn't fun?
Celestia, what an odd comment to make. Viva, what are you doing? You
Oh,
say
no.
Flying is fun. You of all people. There's only one thing everybody knows
What
about
the
you for sure.
freak? I called this, bruh.
You flew.
I called this.
I think Viva's lost it. You flew and you crashed.
I'm
This
dead
is the
right
one thing
now.
I think all of us here can say confidently. And yet here you are, claiming that you think flying is fun.
It's look at the magical
Trying to set us
noise.
off track, aren't you? Acting like you're just a casual observer making an occasional
Oh my
cute
god,
remark.
this is hilarious.
You were at the heart of this incident all along.
Yep. It was you.
Viva, where do I even start?
You look like a killer.
Celestia has an alibi. She was in the cafeteria when... Actually, when exactly did she show up in the cafeteria?
She flew in.
I wasn't really paying attention. I definitely remember her being there at 11:45. I don't remember when she arrived.
Ah.
Right? I guess I didn't either. It's not like paying attention to who arrived when was at the top of my priorities. Well then, I think we've uncovered a new suspect.
Not Celestia. Celestia's not.
You're kidding me.
Is flying not
Why
fun
are we spending
anymore?
time debating this? I mean, we haven't even addressed the elephant in the room.
That's quite the accusation you've made.
What?
However, I cannot continue to let you speak this way.
What
Staying silent
the?
is no longer an option if it means a false accusation is made.
So this is the real Celestia.
First, I assure you I was in the cafeteria at least ever since 11:15. Wishy-washy testimony is unacceptable in a dire situation such as this. Your doll bait theory is full of holes and is only supported by circumstantial evidence. I shall assert a far more logical conclusion. I concur that Santa was lured out of the science lab.
Okay.
However, he was lured not to the ground, but the roof. The doll is the murder weapon. An impact
doll
was
is the
used not
murder
to
weapon.
kill, but to topple him over the edge. This not only contextualizes the doll in relation to the murder, but gives a far more logical explanation for the origin of the doll's damage. More than the flimsy argument you provided. The culprit then moved Santa to the science lab, whether it be by foot or by flight.
Okay.
The hallway connecting the outside and the science lab was
This is
never
the closing
monitored,
argument
as
right
is
here,
conclusive
literally.
From our collective testimonies. This now expands the number of possible suspects.
They
to
literally
a
just
greater
told us
number.
the closing argument.
Everybody who was ever alone during the 45-minute gap of 11:15 and 12 o'clock. I cannot be one of these suspects, as I have no reliable way to wield and use the doll to attack the victim.
Wow, I wasn't expecting a rebuttal like that. That was a full
I welcome you to battle
rebuttal.
my logic.
Wait, what? Hey. Celestia's about to go off. Go, Celestia, go. The only doll that matters here, Celestia.
I'm having trouble believing it myself.
By use of sound in the open window, Santa Claus was lured to the building's roof.
Santa
The
wasn't
roof?
lured by something so stupid.
Yeah, that is kind of
The
dumb.
culprit used the doll to hit Santa, causing him to fall off the roof.
Okay.
What an idiot, jeez.
After this, it is a simple matter of bringing Santa to the science lab, locking the room up,
Okay.
and fleeing the crime scene via the window.
Via the window.
Yes, that explanation does account for everything.
Does it? Wow, that's a whole lot of new information to process. I just need to make sure this all lines up with what we already know.
I cannot be the culprit.
I'm having trouble believing it myself.
The use of sound in the open window.
You would have never expected it to be Princess Celestia. Water Horse's account?
No, that's wrong.
What was Water Horse's account? I can't remember.
It looks like luck was on our side today.
Oh, luck.
Throughout the day, completely unbeknownst to them, we had a sentry standing guard.
We got a lucky horse.
Water Horse, you were standing next to the only door to the roof all day, correct?
Good point. I forgot about that.
A horse of water, but yes. And you also didn't see anybody there all day, correct?
Yes. Oh, duh. I see what you're doing.
Exactly. Santa couldn't be brought to the roof of the building, at least not by foot, because anybody passing by would be spotted by Water Horse.
That testimony is inadmissible. Water Horse is a suspect.
Your face is inadmissible.
Him standing by the roof was simply a fib he told, to give an explanation regarding where he was all day.
I don't enjoy telling lies. How dare you?
Yeah, Water Horse is like, I'm not Kokichi.
If anybody just so happened to pass by the roof, his lie would be immediately exposed.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to explain away his absence, any of the other nondescript classrooms would have been a far better cover.
Oh, Celestia's
Okay,
quiet.
What exactly does this mean in the whole grand scheme of things? Celestia said a lot of stuff.
It means
Yeah, she
Santa
did.
couldn't have traveled to the roof by foot, and subsequently, nobody was not without flying could have traveled to the roof at all.
Formidable, a valiant effort.
Does that disprove the whole Santa fell thing, though?
Falling in the roof in that manner, yes. I do like the theory, however. His falling from a great height would match up with his head wounds.
Oh,
It
okay.
would also create a humorous parallel with this doll, if it also fell and cracked its head.
Wait, you brought that thing with you?
I do, and something yet undiscovered about it bothers me. It makes an interesting rattling sound when you shake it like...
What's inside of it?
Oh?
Good news, friends and
The
friends.
key!
I found the key to the science lab. It is hidden within the cracked head of this doll.
Okay, so we have the key now.
It has blood on it.
Wait, what? What the heck does that mean?
It appears the final key to this case has been discovered. With this new information, we have the ability to bring light to the true culprit.
Do
Why would
we?
the key be hidden in such a fashion?
To make sure we don't find it?
Precisely. And
Duh.
why would the culprit not want this key to be found?
Because it would reveal who they were.
What an interesting turn of events.
Correct again. Finally, how would this key reveal who the killer was? I will answer this one for you. An aspiring toy maker is the creator of this doll, and they developed all its hidden intricacies, including a hidden compartment.
A hidden compartment?
Of course, you may surmise this toy maker is crass.
Oh,
Complete red hot bullhorn.
we're back to
Hidden
crass.
compartments in there. They're hollow by design.
Well, that basically confirms he did make that
Of course,
thing.
he would not dare reveal how to expose such a compartment under scrutiny of death. But of course, there is no other explanation for why the key is inside this doll.
Yes, but why would he put it in there in the first place?
May I
question.
bring your attention to the blood on the key. How do you believe the blood got on the key? I will answer this question with a question. How do Pegasi hold objects?
That's a good
Under
question.
their wing.
Under their
Under
wing.
Crass's wing is a wound. Crass is therefore the possessor of this key, and therefore the culprit.
I can't believe this. I don't believe this.
But wait, that could just as easily be Santa's blood.
Might I remind you that only just during this trial did we discover that blood testing was not an option. Poor feeble little Crass, he was acting without knowing if his blood could be distinguished from Santa's. Trying so hard to cover up for his crime, and yet here it is in full display.
That's not
I am at a
true.
loss for
None of this
words
is
right
true.
now. Another nonstop debate. I'm at a loss for words right now. Because Celestia is just like taking over this trial completely. Crass is being blamed again.
This doll is indispensable towards locating the culprit. This doll's cracked head formed conveniently upon impact with Santa's own head. Without it, we wouldn't have found...
Celestia is trying their
key
best.
stashed inside
Their
it.
absolute best.
And the key proves Crass is the killer?
Precisely. Crass is the owner
To
of
put this
doll.
case to bed.
He used a secret compartment in the doll to stash away the key.
Secret
As
compartment.
the creator of this doll's mechanisms, and the only one who knows how it functions, Crass is the only one who can insert any items into it.
Is that true though?
Lies! All lies!
She makes a good argument, and she may not be showing it, but Celestial's slipping up. I think I'll need to use her own argument against her for this one.
This doll is indispensable towards locating the culprit. This doll's cracked head form, conveniently upon impact with Santa's
Uh-oh!
head, without it, we wouldn't have found the key stashed inside it.
I remember doing this in the
The
game.
key proves Crass is the killer.
Precisely. Crass is the owner of this doll.
I haven't seen any fan series use this mechanic, so this is interesting.
As the creator of this doll's mechanisms, and the only
I
one
will
who
say
knows
this
how
is the
it
first time I've
functions.
seen a fan series use
Crass is the only one who can use it.
this gameplay mechanic.
No, that's wrong!
I'm gonna have to give them a one. I'm giving them a 1 up for that. That's good. That's
Very
good.
confident in your words, but under those words is a very flimsy argument.
My song.
Dare you?
I kind of don't want to make her angry. Can we not make her angry?
I know, right?
Celestia, according to your very own argument, the key was inserted into the doll by the only one who was able to open the toy, Crass.
Right.
But simply retelling the correct order of events completely disproves that theory.
Uh-oh.
This doll's head was cracked first. With a cracked head like that, literally anybody can insert the key into that doll after setting up that scene.
Exactly. Oh, I got her head.
It appears we're finally
Why your
getting-
head that way?
Well, we better be. This is getting really confusing.
Why your
I
head
agree.
turned like
In
that?
fact, while the atmosphere is set like this, I think it's time to clear up a few misconceptions.
Uh-oh.
Misconceptions?
What
You mean
misconceptions?
you can prove me innocent?
Now, Crass, I didn't say that much. As productive as it might be that Celestia has given us new possibilities towards who the murderer is,
Okay.
I think a lot of what she has stated is rather flawed in logic.
Okay.
I shall be the judge of that.
Are you getting flustered? You shouldn't be if you truly are innocent.
Oh, I love that right there. Is Pumpkin on my side now? What's with this change of heart? Did he figure something out?
First, let's clear up the method of murder. How exactly was Santa killed? He was hit by the doll, right?
But a fatal hit from that doll would cause far more damage to the doll than we currently see.
Yeah.
I thought he fell off the roof.
We disproved him falling off the roof already.
Was he dropped?
Well, Reverie, you seem to be good at figuring this kind of thing out. How did Santa die? This shouldn't be too hard. It's basically process of elimination.
Okay. How did he die then? Some other third thing?
I got
Falling
it.
from a great height. So somebody dropped him, right?
Well, if the doll can't be the murder weapon by itself and no other murder weapon of the type was found anywhere else,
Okay.
then his death must have been caused by falling from a great height. Precisely. Next, how could he have fallen from a great height?
It's coming, y'all. It's coming. I guess we'll play a game of 20 questions then. How did he fall to his death? He was pulled up. He was pulled up. It's coming.
Well, the second floor would hurt, but it wouldn't cause death.
Oh,
And we know the roof is off limits, thanks to Waterhorse from earlier.
right.
Your gratitude does not fall on deaf ears.
So, if he must have gotten killed by falling a great height, he must have been pulled up? Correct again. The only ones who have the ability to ascend to a height like that without roof access
Are winged.
Likewise, I think we can all agree that
It's
the only ones who
over.
can kill Santa at this point are those who are alone and have wings.
I was not alone. I was in the cafeteria.
Ah.
Celestia.
Ah.
This brings our suspects down to 2. Celestia
And Crass.
Oh, I can't catch a break here.
It's
Now
over.
that we have that cleared up.
It's
let's
over.
Clear up the circumstances.
Put Celestia in the
surrounding
dirt.
key and the doll. First, why is the doll damaged?
Here we go again. What happened to the doll? It was used to bait him,
I
right?
got it. I'm still standing with my original assertion. It was used to bait Santa.
Yeah.
It most certainly isn't irrelevant considering its placement in the science lab and involvement with the key.
Yeah.
But it sure wasn't used to hit Santa because there would be no point. Once he's lifted up in the air, he sure ain't gonna need to get hit by the doll. He's basically already dead.
I don't know about that. If you were being flown in the air, I would think it'd be pretty easy to wiggle out.
True.
Unless you were unconscious from a swing from that doll.
Not entirely. If Santa were fixated on that doll, the winged horse could easily sneak up on him. In flight, we don't make that much noise, and once he's been grabbed from the back, there's nothing he could do about it.
So it has come down to this.
Uh-oh.
You believe that is how I murdered Santa Claus?
Oh, Celestia, if it weren't for this, I wouldn't be suspecting you right now. Of all the reasons you came up with to get you off the hook,
Right?
I'm curious as to why you not being able to lift Santa through the window was not one of them.
Right?
Perhaps because you could lift Santa. You are rather
Durable. We've seen it.
After all,
Therefore, I don't see it as an impossibility that this murder method is a viable option.
Oh, she's
Next,
quiet.
Let's talk about the key.
Why are you
was
so
supposed to be
quiet?
The doll. That was so the killer could hide the key, right? No, that's not the only possible explanation.
That doll is not designed for storage.
But nonetheless, it was used for storage.
Right.
Riddle me
Those
this.
are the crack.
If you have no pockets, where is the best place to store a small key? Anywhere, really, if you don't want to lose the thing. Exactly. Now, I call it a safe assumption to say that Santa was the last possessor of this key.
Yeah.
At least before he was killed and the key transferred ownership to the murderer.
Okay.
Are you about to accuse Celestia because she has no pockets?
That is an unreasonable accusation.
Does she have
No,
pockets?
because although Crass has his best thing, he has no pockets either. Anyway, if the killer wanted to store away this small key and had no other storage space, sounds like it'd be rather convenient to use this doll now, wouldn't it? I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
That is misuse of product.
Now, there's finally one last thing I'd like to come back to. Why the door was locked in the first place.
Here we
Why the door was
go.
locked. We never solved this, and it will provide us with a rather important clue. Let's ask the obvious question first. Why lock the door? To hide the body, obviously.
So no one can get
Of
in?
course. Now this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Why hide the body? But that's also obvious, so that we don't find it. Yes, the door was locked to hide the body. The body was hidden so that we couldn't find it.
Yes.
But we did find the body.
Wait, is he suggesting what I think he's suggesting? What is he
The
suggesting?
body wasn't supposed to be found.
Oh.
Now think, what exactly does that mean?
The body was supposed to be found, and that means the crime scene wasn't... Santa was never killed?
I got it.
Okay. I was about to say.
It means the crime scene was likely intended to have more work put into it. We discovered it by complete chance. meaning we found something we weren't supposed
They
to
wanted
see.
more time, basically.
Correct again, and I believe that's exactly what happened. The doll at the crime scene was an anomaly. The blood outside was an anomaly.
Okay.
If the killer wanted to frame someone, they did a rather poor job. So, how does that make you feel, Princess Celestia?
Sheesh.
Foolish.
She about to
How
crack.
foolish and immature. You seem to have a baseless vendetta on me, as everything in your accusation also applies to Crass.
Not
She's got
really.
a point.
Not really.
Nothing here is actually specific towards Celestia herself.
Are you kidding? Even after a super evil voice reveal thing, you still trust her?
None of
Facts.
your evidence is conclusively exclusive.
Let him
Who
know.
are you going to believe? A princess or a scruffy chimney sweep?
Why, you little... This is all completely absurd. How do we even get to this point? How is Santa even dead?
Why would you kill
Santa
Santa?
was a martyr. He would always talk about wishing for the good of all, even in his demise. I respect him and all the sacrifices he has made.
Aww.
Santa was a very intelligent man, a caring man, a very humble man, and most of all, a very honorable man. There's a lot you can learn about a person from a hand-to-hand fight.
This is so
A
sweet.
respectful close quarters duel between two fighters of similar skill. Even when one falls, they bow in respect. Because in a respectful duel, it's never about winning. Santa was that kind of man. He was a friend, and I look up to all he has done for all of us.
Aw,
I
poor
love to not
Santa.
duel with him, and that drives me to become stronger. I will work, and one day I will make it up to him.
Cute. But your false sentiments mean nothing now.
What?
Grasping at straws if you think you can sway opinions with that performance.
What? Another non-stop debate? What are we talking about here, Celestia? What do you want from us?
None of your accusations directly apply to me.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
You placed the key in that doll.
So could Crass.
So could Crass.
You grabbed Santa from the back and dropped him.
So could Crass.
So could Crass.
That's a rebuttal.
I've seen alone early.
You honestly believe I'm that dim-witted?
All of this seems rather fishy. There's something here he wouldn't need to do.
What? All right, Celestia. Somewhere in your argument has to be a hole. And I'm going to expose it. Yeah, we are. We sure are.
None of your accusations.
Yes, we am. Yes, we am.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
It's going to be that last thing that... But what is it? I wish I could see the bullets. That would help me right now.
From the back and dropped him.
So could Crass.
You left the crime scene alone early.
You honestly believe I'm that dim-witted?
All of this seems rather fishy. There's something here he wouldn't need to do.
Gonna grab that. Okay, 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 okay. Now we're gonna go back in.
None of your accusations directly apply to me.
You dropped that doll outside the window.
So could Crass.
Okay.
You placed the key in that doll.
So could Crass.
Not that one.
Santa from the back and dropped him.
So could...
No, you... Oh!
That's wrong.
Crass couldn't do that. Absolutely not.
This whole time you were hoping we wouldn't notice. You have a way with your words, and you're very much a quick thinker. But you knew from the start we had the ability to find you out.
Uh-oh.
You're correct about
You have
one
that
thing.
horn. Crass doesn't
Everything
have a
you did,
horn,
Crass could have done too.
right?
However, Crass had no need to do any of that. You are small, far smaller than the rest of us.
Okay.
You told us yourself that you have no reliable way to wield a weapon. But Crass does. All around the school
Crass's
was a
mouth?
multitude of different possible weapons. Heck, Crass could have even built his own. So
Yeah.
why would he choose flying Santa up as his method of murder?
Good point.
To frame me.
Oh, come on! Oh, Celestia, you of all people should know that's an impossibility. As up until this very trial, Crass didn't know you could lift Santa up at all.
Good point. Good
You're
point.
the only one who would choose this method of murder. Princess Celestia, you killed Santa Claus.
Rest in peace.
Feeble! You're so feeble! After so much preparation and false accusations,
Oh my God!
you completely forgot. I had no way of knowing Santa would be alone in that room.
What? That's not true. I know that's not true.
You said yourself that Santa, Scott, John, and Jake were the only ones who knew that meeting was occurring in that room. How could I kill Santa if I didn't even know where he was?
Celestia,
What? Think this is not an impossible battle to win. All I need is corroboration with his testimony.
there's one person in this room who can prove your guilt once and for all.
An impossible feat. Don't bother lying to my face.
I'll show you. Is it No, it's not John. It's not Goth. Yeah. I was like the only person that hasn't said not a word this whole entire time.
I saw him at breakfast at 10 a.m. We all saw him at 10, you doof.
I saw him enter the science lab at 11:15, and the magma was with me.
Mamagma. Mamagma, mamagma, mamagma.
Oh, and I guess Celestia was with us too.
Crass has already stated that there's no way Celestia wouldn't know Santa was in that room. However, Celestia, of course, passed that off as Crass telling tall tales. But we have someone else who also saw Santa enter that room with them. Mamogma.
Ah!
All we need is your confirmation. Was Celestia with you when you saw Santa enter the science lab?
It's over. 9!
Your testimony is inadmissible. My word is final.
It's over, Celestia.
Princess Celestia. I am Princess Celestia. Oh, my hair looks beautiful. My barrettes look so pretty.
She's snapping.
You're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Viva, I think it's time to put the nail in her coffin. Gladly. Now then, Celestia, here's everything that happened in this case.
Closing argument time. Oh, the art's so cool.
This moment.
I love it.
At 11:15, the killer, along with Crass and the Mogma, spotted Santa entering an isolated room, the science lab on the second floor of this building.
Okay.
Knowing Santa was alone, the killer then
Look at that, the gray pony. Forget the gray man, we have the gray pony.
So that he can later be
Are we gonna get an execution too?
Next, the killer went outside and flew up with this toy, dropping it outside Santa's window.
My God, Santa there. Ah, this art's so good.
Completely open. Truth be told, Santa was in this room for a meeting, one set up for 12 p.m. But through curiosity and 45 minutes of free time, he went outside to check out on it anyway.
Santa's just walking in.
Santa's movement would be predictable with nobody around, and his eyes set on the prize.
That freaking gray pony is killing me.
Around the corner and make their strike with his back turned.
Whoosh! Oh my God!
He lifted up into the air.
Freaking Celestia picking up Santa! Holy crap!
It could only be done by flight, meaning the killer had to have wings. One fatal drop later, it was up to the killer to cover up their crime. Of course, being spotted right now would be devastating, so they needed to be quick. Sometime during this rush, the key
Sneer,
that of which was in Santa's possession, was doused in his blood.
Meh, I'll just put it in the doll.
Container-like broken doll, likely for travel purposes. A small key like that could be easily lost otherwise, especially if you have no pockets.
This is good art right here, man. This is good freaking art. From start to finish, this was perfect. I love this.
This is because the killer, who then locked up the room from the inside, believed nobody would stumble upon the body, at least not for the next few hours. The body was in an obscure locked room after all. Therefore, no cover-up job was made to frame a false murderer. The killer then blended themselves into the cafeteria.
The gray pony shows up.
They were now going to spend the next few hours thinking, planning how they were going to frame Crass, their intended target.
I need to see that the accusation at the end, the art is gonna look great.
The meeting was about to start in the science lab, and Scott was about to attend.
Shaka shaka.
Of course, the door was locked, and Scott likewise thought maybe the meeting was called off. But not 5 minutes later,
Clop, clop, clop. Oh, the pony's just showing up.
The one to touch the lock. The body would never have been found.
Got that that bionic hoof.
He and John discovered the body, calling the rest of us over. By this time,
they put way too much work into this, guys. Way too much work.
Why a murder was played out in such an odd way. Why the murderer had to send Santa outside to execute his plan. This is because they were small, far smaller than the rest of us. And this was the only murder method they had open.
Oh, this is gonna look cool.
Ah,
that's so beautiful. I love it. Oh, that was so great. That was great. That looked amazing.
Very well. I concede. I was the culprit.
Wow.
What an interesting turn of events.
We knew.
That's so, well, I'm curious. Why do it?
Yeah, why would you kill Santa?
A toy to children. I see them come. I see them go. It's always about delivering all those toys.
That's good, right?
He refused to deliver me.
What?
He did tell me why, but I refused to accept his answer.
Oh.
Told me I was a misrepresentation, that the children deserved better.
Oh.
He's not wrong. You're not very accurate.
Yeah, I mean, those wings.
Those colors.
Aw.
That posture.
That's not fair.
Especially those quotes. Princess Celestia would never say those kinds of things.
It's almost like whoever designed you knew nothing about the original character.
Shrug.
The man he was. It's called creative integrity. That's something Santa had in spades. Even to his final day, he refused to let his friends down. I respect him. I respect him and everything he's done to all the children around the world. And I declare, here and now, that I will follow in his footsteps. I will do what I can to make it up to him.
Aww.
On the next 25th of December, all around the world, it will be a happy Christmas.
A happy Christmas. I love it.
Now then, have you all decided on who you think the killer is?
That we have.
Good, and congratulations, you're all correct. And you know what that means?
Execution
It
time.
means it's time for your execution.
Uh-oh.
Very well. I competed in this battle, and I lost. I accept whatever it is you have for me.
Poor Princess Celestia. She has feelings
Now then,
too.
Princess Celestia, for you, I have prepared a very special punishment.
Can we get
I'll
F's in the comment section
bid you adieu.
for Princess Celestia? Uh-oh. We're about to see the execution. Wait, is the execution actually going to happen? Are we actually going to see one? We are, and it's really well animated. Of course it is. Oh, I love this already. Celestia has been found guilty. What the This is insane! This is legitimately insane! Communal aviation? Oh, this is like Mekon! They put her on the rocket like Mekon. The rocket's got wings? Excuse me? No. That freaking execution was the best execution I've ever seen in my life. Trigger happy horses. Bro, shouts out to Viva. Oh my God, that was so good. Wow. Start to finish, amazing. That was excellent, dude. I want to support them on Patreon now because that was fantastic. Wow. They made this 4 years ago too. 4 years ago. I wonder how good their animations are now. God. Like I said earlier in the video, please go subscribe to Viva. They have all kinds of animations on their channel. Shouts out to them because Trigger Happy Horses was funny. It was really well edited. The voice acting was freaking great. And on top of that, it was super Danganronpa. You know what I mean? Like it stayed true to the series. We had a lot of the gameplay mechanics, like that one gameplay mechanic where you take pieces of people's arguments and use it against them. I haven't seen a Fangan use that. I haven't. I've covered a lot of you look at my channel. I've covered a lot of Fangans and I have not seen one use that mechanic from Danganronpa 1, but this one did. So this was fun. Oh my God. Thank you guys for recommending me this. Because I was, like I said earlier in the video, I said that I actually was telling people in the stream last time I wanted to see like a My Little Pony Fangan, and then Sega Sister hit me up with this video and I was like, oh, good point. I think I've seen this video before. So I was like, maybe I should do a reaction to it because I've never watched it. So I know this was kind of a long reaction. I don't usually do reactions this long because we don't react to videos that are this long. Thank you guys for sticking through for the whole hour if you did. If you didn't, then that's cool too. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day. Don't forget to like, comment down below your thoughts on the video, and subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to the Ultimates. We're always doing reactions here, and you guys can always recommend new content for me to watch. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.
Hope will never die. with